I've been a resident of Boise, Idaho for over 800 years. I just don't get why this always happens to me every single time.
Oh, come on, guys. You get it. You get it, right?
Hello, and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast, right here on the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. I'm your host, Dane Hennon. To my right, Levi Gates.
Hello, Dane.
And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, thank you very much. But really quick, I was thinking about this the other day.
Yeah.
When can we have more formal introductions? Or maybe can we transition to having more formal introductions from you?
Do you not like when I do the announcement and introduce us?
No,
Are you looking for something different?
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Anthony Fisher.
Well, do you want me
that
to
kind of
pile more
or-
accolades on to each of your titles?
I would like something
Excellent
like
expert.
to my left here is Anthony Albert Fisher, son of Albert Manuel Fisher.
Ooh, okay.
Ager of gummies.
First of his name.
First of his name, Ager of gummies, lover of Hondas, and master of edging or something like that.
I like that. Yeah.
I don't know if you want that last one. Okay,
I
so
can
how about
see
you,
that.
Levi?
Master of Shine, Boise resident of
let's say
nearly
your
1,000 years.
full name.
Leviticus Joseph Gates.
Okay, son
of Bradford Edward Gates.
Are you guys
Okay,
taking notes right now? When you find their social security
first of his
numbers, you'll
name.
know you
First
have their
of his
middle name,
name.
too.
Okay. Master of Shine.
Master of Shine.
Yeah.
Father of two. You could say that.
I don't. We don't.
Yeah, what else
can
can
make
we
this
do?
more about you, though. I mean, the fathership is a good thing, but maybe something along the lines of back to the forge, right? Forger of
Stuffs.
forger of stuff.
Forgers
of shine.
Forgers of Shine.
Masters of shine.
We burn and beat that shine out of a car.
Hand forged shine. That's what
Hand
it is.
forged shine.
And then we would have Dane Hennon.
That sounds pretty badass,
So
actually, for
it
a
would be
job.
Dane Jeffrey Hennon,
Yes.
right?
Son
of Jeffrey.
Yes,
I don't know your dad's middle name.
Robert
Hennon, right? First of his name, something of massage chair or something like that, like owner of massage chairs, roller of ankles,
Roller of ankles. Holder of strong opinions. But acts nice anyway.
So maybe our fans can create some of this. Maybe those
Yeah.
listening can kind of
All
create
right.
some of these things based on the lore that you guys have learned from this podcast for so many years.
That's today's mission. Go to the Facebook group, the Rag Company Facebook group. Write your best title.
So,
Somebody create a master post and everybody write comments below that.
A Game of Thrones Herald.
Yeah.
Herald. Carly says sounds like the David Lynch champion of the sun. Nightman.
Oh, man. And there it is. I
love it.
can't
Thank you.
unhear it now.
Thank
It's
you,
just stuck in
Carly.
my head.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. That's great.
That was beautiful.
Oh God, that's
Perfect.
so funny.
So we were just talking about our aches and pains.
Yeah.
And Anthony was making a point about how growing older sucks. And this is something I brought up to Carly
We're
last
in our
night.
mid-30s now. You're experiencing
I'm
your
going to
40s.
be my mid-40s here
yeah.
pretty soon. So one of the things that I was joking about was my ankle. I've been going to physical therapy for my
Right.
left ankle, and I hurt my ankle the other day on Sunday walking some trash out.
Yeah.
Right, I rolled it on some
no.
snow,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, God, that's the one that I'm literally having physical therapy on
Yeah.
that I hurt, and I said I rolled my ankle. Like I walked in, I said I hurt my ankle, and Carly goes, "Which one?"
It's a fair
Because
question.
the right one has been surgically repaired. The left one I'm having the physical therapy on. And I said, the left one, the one that I'm
The
currently
left one
having.
is physically inferior.
Yeah, it's the one I'm working on right now.
Oh, man.
And I started laughing because she goes, "You're just falling apart." And I said,
Oh.
the fun part is like, I remember back, my dad, there was a BLM rental program.
Okay.
You could rent your trucks and Suburbans and things to the BLM for the summer. And they would use during firefighting season. Because during firefighting season, they need vehicles to load people in. They need tools and equipment.
Sure.
And normally what they do is they rent cars from all the different car manufacturers, all the car rental
Right.
companies.
Makes sense.
The only issue is, so they pay you, and they pay you quite handsomely to rent your vehicle. They used to do this back in the late 80s, early 90s.
I was going to say, I don't remember the last time I saw anything.
So my dad would rent a couple of our trucks out.
Okay.
And one of the trucks, they would go around and look, and they go, "Are there any dents and dings?" And this was his truck that had been rolled down a hill. Like,
right.
legitimately been rolled down a hill. And he goes, "Yeah, that left front fender is the only one that doesn't have a dent or rust on it. That's my good fender.
Process of elimination. Everything else sucks.
Everything else has been
this part's
smashed
good.
or destroyed, but this part is good. And I was
right.
telling Carla that's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
That ankle is literally like the last good part, but in reality, it's probably my back is probably the only good thing left that doesn't hurt all the time.
With all your other ailments and things, you have no idea how lucky you are to have a good functioning back.
No, I'm fully aware.
A back that works right is rare.
It's the
compared
only thing
to
that
these
I
other
have.
ailments, which could be
Well,
hyper-specific.
so here's the funny thing.
A back's going out. It happens like all the time.
I slipped on the ice and hurt my back, right?
Yeah.
I went and had x-rays on it. Mm-hmm. They go, your back's you got a little bit of scoliosis.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You might want to do something about that, or you might want to see a specialist about that. And I go, yeah. And at this point in my life, if it ain't broke, I'm not gonna fix it.
Can you imagine?
It's
I'm trying to
literally
fix
the
you now.
only thing that is strong. So maybe. So I was saying this.
Let's just snap it and straighten it out.
It's a
for you.
chicane. That little chicane. It keeps the nerves, keeps them activated.
Well,
Right?
it's meant
not
to
a
like
two-lane
slow you down a
straight
little
road.
bit. Yeah.
It keeps them on their toes when they're going up when they're sending those
Keeps you from
signals.
overheating into the
Yeah.
next corner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, I just wanted to put that out that
Yeah.
it's like that fender.
No, I appreciate
right?
that.
I feel like that. I only got one. Say, Anthony, how many good fenders are on your? If you go around your body and you had to do the checklist.
I don't know. Right now, it's not feeling like I got a whole lot going for me, but we'll cover that here in just a little bit. No, so getting into some housekeeping, because we do need to cover that really quick before getting into this. So this week, it's going to be, I'm actually going to be gone next week for the podcast. So next week I'll be going to Disneyland, so I won't be here. But
Enjoy.
This week here at the Rad Company, we're finishing up a kind of, I don't want to call it a disaster detail, but I mean, along those lines, right,
Yeah.
Levi? I'd probably say it was pretty bad.
You guys have seen the pictures on Instagram.
Interior, exterior. I've been kind of keeping you guys along for the journey there. But today we're finishing up the polishing, and then hopefully we'll be able to wrap this car back up, put the seats back in, and call it good. And then outside of that, though, we do have. I'm trying to think of what we have. What was I going to say for this upcoming week? We have 2 weeks left until Valentine's Day is coming up, right? We have some special things in store for you guys. Some really cozy things, right? Something that you could just wrap yourself up in next to a... No, actually, don't wrap yourself up next to a fire. But maybe wrap
Well, let's just
yourself
put
up
it this
next
way. Let's just put it this way.
yourself up.
Don't do it next to a fireplace. Please don't. But let's say it's a great addition to my trailer, is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
For being cool. Maybe you're up camping, you feel cold.
Yourself up in
you want to wrap
something.
yourself up in it, right? So that's the point. So what we're going to say is there are going to be
it out yet, guys?
There's going to be a limited drop. That's all we're going to say.
Something,
And you're going to
Extremely
want to be able.
limited.
So save your shekels, save your money, save your dimes. Don't
People
go
have
to
clamored
Starbucks for a while.
For ages.
Save up your money
Yeah.
because the next time you're able to purchase these is going to be on the black market.
And you heard it here first on the Rad Company podcast. Remember that the next time somebody's like, I don't know, what's going on?
The other way to do it is to literally just sign up for the newsletter.
That is
we say this over and over, and it's
the
amazing how
best
many of you are
solution.
not actually signed up for the newsletter. And we have to go, we get messages all the time, I didn't know about that. Sign up for the newsletter. It takes 2 seconds. We don't spam you. We don't
give you a heads up
We only
every
tell you
which
when
way
cool
we
stuff
can.
is available. That's it.
Now we're also 2 weeks away from Mobile Tech, which is exciting as well. So Levi and the boys will be going down to Florida, going down to Orlando, and me, Dane, and Jimmy will also be going down to Orlando.
You're going down like
as
a
well.
week
like
later.
a week later.
Going down a week later. So Levi will be down there beginning of the month in February. Me, Dane, and Jimmy will be flying down on the 7th. And we'll be there for 1 week, and we're going to be visiting Matt as well as Tavarish there, and we're going to be shooting some content, which we're really, really excited about. So
It's been years since we did that.
I know there's been a few people that reached out asking if we were going to be coming down, and I don't know what this trip looks like as far as time goes.
I'm honestly expecting us to not have a lot of free
Yeah.
time outside of the things that we are focused on doing. If we somehow magically end up with free time, that's great, but it's going to be kind of spontaneous. So if somebody's like, can I plan around it? I don't think we're going to be able to give you concrete times to work around. So I
True.
apologize for that, but that's just kind of the nature of the beast.
True. Also, there was a birdie. I'm the birdie that's
what?
telling people that we may be announcing. We might have a big announcement on Friday, right?
Oh, this Friday?
There may be a winner.
You have me make a graphic. I think
Possibly.
I know what you're talking
I had
about.
Dane make a template.
Okay.
The winner of
Do you have other
the
templates for other winners?
Nope,
Because the
there's-
winner actually hasn't been decided
There's
yet.
just the one.
This one is very stylized.
Yeah, so the Grandmaster Showdown winner, the plan is to announce that on Friday. The thing is this has been one of the toughest judging rounds we've ever had to do.
So
but
I want everyone
just-
to know that I had no part in the judging.
Thank you.
I was
laughing
literally,
because
I literally
emphasize-
told Carly about it yesterday that I've had no say in the judging of this person.
Perfect.
Of this
Perfect.
winner.
Emphasize how tough it was so that less people are likely to come to your house and argue with you.
I'm going to Disneyland next week. We're literally announcing on Friday I'm not coming in.
Oh, don't worry. There are going to be people.
I'm sure
they'll find
Joey
you.
will come and
They'll
find
find
you.
me.
Joey said,
In
he'd meet me in the parking lot if I wanted when I was
deep
down
south,
there. So,
meet me
Yeah.
in the deep south. So,
Oh man, they're already talking. Look
anyway,
at this.
so we'll be announcing that on Friday. But again, one thing just to note for everybody that there's no runner-ups. Basically, is what I'm
There's a
trying to say.
winner, but nobody else is a
there's
loser.
one winner and all losers. That's
For this particular, well,
what you're saying.
No, I'm not trying to
Anthony
say
Fisher
that.
is saying that.
It's
that there's
just-
one winner.
I'm not saying that.
We're
There's no
not-
I
second
think
chances.
they're fantastic
We're not
people.
doing the runner-up prizes.
There's no runner-up
and
prize.
whatnot.
Like
So,
night. There's
like,
no second, third, Harv.
Previously, we did that, but with the showdown, there's only 6 people involved, right? I'm not gonna try to overcomplicate this, and then because technically, right,
Yeah.
I either have 5 runner-up prizes, right, or I only pick a couple. But that I don't want to discredit everybody because everybody did such an amazing job, which is why there is a second part to this, right?
Okay.
So
Yes.
while yes, there is going to be one winner, right? There's a prize for everyone. Let me just say
Oh.
it. The winner is going to be
A
receiving
consolation prize.
the grand prize,
Yes.
right? But it's not even a consolation prize. It's something that we had planned from the beginning that
Correct.
we had
Yeah.
wanted to happen. Whether or not everybody's going to be able to make this happen is still up in the air.
Yeah.
But just
We'd love
know
them to.
that there is a extended offer out there that basically we're going to be getting finalized here.
And that
in
goes
the
to
next
everybody in
month
the
or two.
showdown.
Yeah. So, anyways, so we're gonna announce that this Friday.
So it's winner take all
Hopefully
is the clear
all
point.
said and done. But yeah, I just want to say that I'm just super proud of everybody in this showdown, and then also as well. With the new Grandmaster program rolling out this year for 2024, right? We are accepting old Grandmasters to apply again.
Yeah.
So this is something we've never done before because we wanted to space it out by 4 years, right? That felt like enough time to where now if people wanted to reapply and be part of the program again, a lot of people have changed up a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
As an example of our current
We'll do
showdown
round
right now,
two. Round
these
two.
showdown people were Grandmasters before, right? In previous years, but their feeds look different. Their skills are different. Their photography, their videography, their knowledge of the industry is
leveled
different.
up.
They've leveled up. And so because of that, here in upcoming trimesters, we want to obviously have previous Grandmasters apply because we feel like they can still offer a ton of value, right? Even if not more value, and potentially even take the win, right, for the whole year. So this year will be fun because we're going to have 18 people to choose from, which we will have a couple runners up because we will have 18 people, but obviously one Grandmaster of the Year for 2024, which will be exciting. So anyways, just want to give everybody an update on that for the people that have been following that closely or who are very interested.
And who keep asking in the comments of every new video.
I do get a lot of people
every
asking,
live stream.
when is it? When is it? When is it? I'm like, we're working on it. It's just been tough. It's a lot of going through story posts. It's a lot of going through tags. It's a lot of seeing just engagement and all of that, and then seeing those people who have stood out in creativity and who have stood out as leaders as
You're
well.
triple
So-
and quadruple checking your work
Yeah.
to make sure you made the
and
right
I had other
decision.
people quadruple check my work, and they go, "Anthony, you're overthinking this."
But at the
I'm
end of the
not.
day, it's Anthony's decision.
I'm
That's
not.
right. At the end of the day,
Thank you,
it's
thank
mostly
you,
Anthony's.
thank you, Dane. That's why I'm going to Disneyland.
Well-
Levi, how was your weekend? Let's talk about that.
Well, thanks, guys. So my weekend was very relaxing.
Okay.
Did nothing. Literally did nothing.
Yeah.
No car. Nothing.
You had a Dane weekend.
I had a Dane weekend.
All right.
I woke up, sat on the couch, watched some TV,
Okay.
hung out with the kids and Carly, and picked up the house a little bit. Saturday we ended up going to the mall, just a little family trip to
Okay,
go
so
get
you did something.
Augie's haircut,
Yeah.
and then came back,
Okay.
and then we just chilled out. But Carly and I watched some movies. We
Okay.
watched some Jackie Brown this weekend.
Ooh, Jackie Brown.
Which
man,
was
that's kind of a
that's
kind
one
of
of
a
those
forgotten
like
one.
it's a forgotten one,
It's
but
good
it's a
Tarantino
good
movie, though.
good movie.
very
It's
good.
so good. And Samuel L. Jackson, probably the best
Oh, he's so good.
he's ever been in that in a movie. And
It's
he's
fun-
been in a lot of movies.
Oh, yeah.
But holy cow, I forgot how good he was. I
No, he's
forgot how
great
good
in
everybody.
Niro's good
De
in it.
Niro's good in it. It's just been amazing. So it was fun to rewatch that because I used to watch that a lot when I was probably 18, 19, 20. That was my jam.
Yeah, that
like
checks
that was
out.
my movie. Like I'd play that and Big Lebowski and Superfly. Those were like my top three movies.
Superfly. Oh, that's
Playing them
cool.
all the time.
Okay.
So kind of fun to go back and watch that.
Here's the real question: do you like Jackie Brown better than Pulp Fiction?
Yes.
Okay, right, bold
Yeah.
choice, but I
Yeah.
respect it. Nice.
No, I would say that because like that was Pulp Fiction. I was younger, and so I didn't
Yeah.
get to see it till I was a teenager. But that movie came out, and seeing it in the movie theater with my buddies, and then like watching it, and then buying the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
listening
out
to
of
it. Like,
all
I
of his
have it in my
earlier movies,
CD
that's like the
cases, so.
mainstream popular choice. So
Yeah.
yeah. But Jackie Brown, yeah, it's
So
solid,
Carly and I watched
super
that. It
solid.
was fun. It was really good to
Yeah.
watch that. But then Sunday was literally the same. Carly and I slept in till like 10 o'clock.
Oh my god.
Hey, wow, good for you. The kids didn't wake
They
you
didn't.
up?
No, they woke us up, but they didn't come bother us, which was
Wow.
crazy because like this is something that Anthony won't experience
For another
for almost a
9
decade.
years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's
10
one of those
years,
things.
yeah.
It's a time honored, cherished moment when you do get it. And you're like, what the heck, is everybody
Wow.
alive? Like,
We
what
all
happened?
good here?
Is there a gas leak in the house? Because it's something that never really happens. So the fact that we got to sleep in on Sunday was awesome. Carly and I have been watching. We were very excited because we got to start True Detective Night Country last
okay.
weekend, and this weekend we were very excited to go. Oh my gosh, it's on!
And we already
forgot there's a second
discussed
episode.
how the first season is great. We both agree.
First season is great.
Second and third season,
Don't waste your time on 'em.
garbage.
Literally,
watch
don't waste
those.
your time on them.
Even if the cast are like, "Oh, that looks
Yeah,
good,"
don't waste your time on 'em.
waste your time. But Night Country is good.
So
you said.
far, these first two episodes, it's in the vein of that first season.
and it's got Jodie Foster in it.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
is good. So if you guys haven't started watching that, or you haven't watched any of the True Detectives, literally you only need to watch the first one. That's it.
The first
You're done.
one is great.
Like, watch the first one and then start on the fourth season. You don't even need to worry.
Yeah.
You didn't miss nothing. There's no like. It's just
Well, it's kind of almost like anthology where they're not connected.
they're not
really.
connected, but this one is more connected to the first season.
It's like
than the
maybe
fourth one.
thematically connected, but characters aren't
exactly.
connected. Yeah.
So that was good, but all in all, just a literally basic, simple, easy, relaxing weekend. But
Reacher finale, you got
watch
that?
the Reacher finale.
Okay.
Uh,
Were
all
you
in all,
laughing as much as I was at a
I
few
liked
parts?
it. I thought it was great. I thought it was a perfect end, and I am very excited. They're already filming season 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Right
which
off
means they're going
the
to have
bat.
it come right back out at the end of the year, which I'm very excited.
Well, they understand now they have a cash cow, and they
Well,
got to keep that thing
you got to remember
rolling.
they had the writer's strike. They had all the different
Yeah,
stuff the
yeah.
last 2 years, so it kind of affected
Sure.
the shot. But it's 27 stories that they can make.
It's a
off
lot of
this.
material to pull from.
So-
Some are not good, but there
There
are
are
also a lot
there are
of fun
probably
ones.
3 books that are just like, wow, who wrote these? It feels like
Lee Child did
it
not.
almost feels like an AI program.
Oh,
like
no.
took a lot of it and put it, and it was like this book was way shorter and not as good. So
Oh, man.
I will say
Hey.
I'm excited to figure out what this third season is going to be based on. So very excited about that.
Nice.
So.
Yeah. And good call, Super Auto. That is a fun show.
Killing it. Oh,
Yeah.
God, I love that show.
Anthony
so
loves
much.
that show, and I had
So-
fun
I love
watching
that
it, too.
show so much.
Yeah, and Al also started True Detective.
So
Right.
you also talked about some plans for something else though, possibly.
Yeah, so we are going to turn our theater upstairs into a Star Wars themed room.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, there's different levels of theming a room, right? There's the theming of literally hanging movie posters.
It's
right?
like casual.
There's some people that might get some shelves with some little, like, what are those little pop? Those little
memorabilia,
pop,
Funko Pops, that
Funko
kind of
Pops,
stuff.
things like
that.
that.
That's intermediate.
But you're
level.
wanting to take it to the next
I want to make it
level.
an experience. So when you walk into my theater, you go, whoa.
That's a full room conversion where suddenly you have like built-in lighting and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're wanting it to, basically be reminiscent of something in Star Wars.
So you're going to go.
Yeah.
You're going to be going to Batuu this week.
Okay.
This next week, right?
Okay, yeah.
You're going to go to Galaxy's Edge.
I am.
Which is the Black Spire outpost.
And you want me to start
town
taking...
of Batuu.
You want me to start taking pictures
No,
I want
and
you
stealing
I want you to
things
stop for a second
from
and breathe it
Disney
in.
World. Okay.
Take in the sights, the sounds, the smells of Batuu.
Yeah.
Walk through the streets.
Yeah.
And then I want you to ride the 2 rides there.
Okay.
Smuggler's Run and Rise of the Resistance.
Okay.
I want you to ride those.
Okay.
And then come back and go, yeah, okay, I see what you want to do.
Yeah.
You
No,
should
I
do
get
that. So Carly and I have been talking about it. She does not. She goes, I really want to do more of a atmosphere style room, like it could have been a set or a hotel or a space.
You said
She goes, what we don't want to do is not do a spaceship.
No spaceship.
We don't want to make it feel like a spaceship.
Okay.
We want it to still have some elements, but not a full. Because if you look, like we were watching Andor the other day, there's still buttons and stuff. There's still keypads and control pads that they got to put up. And
Or like on Tatooine, you got little evap stations and like little stuff like that. Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, I wanted to go to school to become an industrial designer. That was originally my game plan. That was what I was going to do. In high school, I have a good ability to draw.
Yeah.
I still have that. I still can do that. So I also have ability to kind of build stuff. I'm very good with my hands. I've built a forge. I've built a playhouse.
You have.
I've built some things, furniture, stuff like that. So I look at it and I go, walking around, I go, I think I could do this. I'm probably not as skilled as others.
Or
but
like a Disney Imagineer.
I know I'm not that level.
Yeah.
But I think
Nobody
I
is.
could, based on watching some YouTube videos, learning some tips and tricks, some easy, quick things, I think I could make something.
Yeah.
So that is going to be my goal, to build out my theater into a
What would be
Star
cool
Wars themed
is if
room.
you were to get started immediately, so you'd actually have some progress by TRCMA, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because chances are we're going to have some fans of Star Wars who maybe want to even come over to your house, maybe lend a hand or two, right, and help you get more things done.
If
right?
you get it to the point where they can help you at the finish work, that'd be nice.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We have TRCMA during the day. What happens at night? We have a couple dinners. We have some drinks and things like that.
Take everybody over to my house to paint.
And make them work.
all right, everybody, project time.
Right? Get everybody. We have a bunch of talented people that are going to be coming, right?
I see that.
Or you wait till Mike from Obsessed Garage is here, maybe for eventually our own studio recreation, and you throw Mike a little bit of side coin. Just have him come to your house.
And then you just slowly step out of the picture, and he just finishes everything for you.
What are you trying to say, Dane?
He's already rolling in it at that point,
Yeah.
and you're like, you do a good job at the
So
finish work.
I'm thinking what I'm going to do, some MDF,
Okay.
pick up some sheets of MDF, pick up a new router,
Okay.
That's where it starts.
and start mounting some panels and routing some panels.
Are you going to be doing backlighting?
I'd like to do some
are you-
backlighting.
Are you going to start with painting all of your walls first, like all black or anything?
I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
Gotcha.
So, like I said, I've started preliminary sizing. I want to start doing some sketches.
You're in the exploratory committee phase.
I am. So I'm doing what they do. I'm going to pull some colors that I like. I'm going to pull some elements of furniture and things that I want to put in there.
All right.
And then I'm going to start kind of building and designing those walls based on what do I want to make it look like? How do I want to do?
Well, fortunately, LEDs are very cheap, and there's probably going to be an
I
abundance.
already have
of
LEDs in there.
There are a lot of different. Well, I mean, like LED strips and things
I have
like
already
that.
LED strips
Oh
in there.
wow! Well, you're probably going to need more.
I'll probably need
but
to take those
the
off.
way I envision it is a lot of rugs. Like I know we talked about this yesterday. I said like a lot of rugs, kind of like a bazaar, right? Like a Star Wars bazaar.
That's a good joke. Good
That's
joke,
solid,
Rick.
man.
Good joke.
I like that.
Yeah.
That is pretty good. So I mean, I don't know. I just wonder how it's all going to come together, and then if there's any type of code or like a series of questions you have to answer to get through the door.
Ooh, that could be an idea too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
all
anyway,
right.
I've started pre-planning process.
Motorized pocket doors, what
Yeah.
you can replace your whatever
So,
door is there right now.
There's a lot of ways I could go with this. So, looking at that, Augie had a great idea. We were at Home Depot this weekend because we had to get a new drain plug for the bathroom. He goes, "We need to get a ceiling fan. Looks like it belongs on a spaceship."
Oh, yeah.
That's what he said, and I was like, oh, "Great idea. That's another one of those."
Probably start by stealing one from the office here because those are about the most futuristic looking fans around.
But it was a good idea. So I'm like, thank you for thinking of that. And then my kids want to, this is the year my kids want to redo their rooms. So Augie had a great idea. He wants to put in a new light, and then he wants to paint his walls and do some stuff to his room.
Okay.
So probably take a little, maybe some of that tax refund money, and,
Yep.
and
So he hasn't caught the
fix up the
LED
rest of
strip around the ceiling bug yet. Because
No,
I see
well,
some
we
people
have that
like
in
their
the
kids
theater.
go nuts and they just
No,
I gotta have the
we have that in the theater
vibes.
right now.
Yeah, okay.
But not in his bedroom. So
Gotcha.
there's some things. But other than that, very simple, very easy weekend. I do need to pick up my mom's car from her place, bring it over to my house, and detail it.
Okay.
And now that the weather has broken and the
That
there's no
snow melted so fast.
Snow melted
There was a
so
lot of
fast.
it, and yet it took like a couple of
And my driveway
days
is
over
ruined.
40, and it was gone.
Is it?
It's so bad.
What do you mean?
Spalding like crazy from the de-icer.
You used de-icer on
Oh,
it?
I've always used de-icer.
Oh.
It's already been damaged from previous years because the
de-icing.
house is 50 years old.
Yeah.
So, is it 50 already? It's my age, it's like 45.
The
So,
last few weeks, I've gotten the caulking to start cracking around some of the windows, and I'm just looking at it going, right now, really?
sorry, that's no fun.
Not cool.
Yeah, so I got to wash my driveway. That's what I need to do because it's so filthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of sand, a lot of dirt, a lot of.
Yours is all concrete, right? There's no
No,
asphalt?
I'm
or is
half
there
concrete,
some
half
asphalt?
asphalt.
Like off to the side?
No,
then?
in the front.
Oh, in the front? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so they poured like a 3-car garage style concrete pad, and then they built another asphalt pad in the front.
I mean, I know I've driven on it. I just didn't recall what it.
Yeah. So the front part's
makeup
asphalt,
of
the
it
rest
was.
is that. So anyway, point is, I want to get that car. I got to get my mom's car and get it started detailing. Hoping I've got this coating job that this kid keeps canceling and rescheduling. Hoping I can get that
How many
handled.
times has that happened?
Well, just once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, but yeah, that was my weekend. Pretty basic.
Low key.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. Got to have one of
There we
those
go.
every once in a while. Wow, everything kind of shook there for a second. That was weird. Anyway, yeah. So my weekend. I know you guys are just dying to hear my
I want to hear your weekend.
exciting story. My weekend would have been boring, but then I'd had an unexpected adventure.
Yeah, I love this.
Come about, and it was the best way to describe it: self-inflicted adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Which is most of
Which
Dane's.
sounds like a weird way to describe something,
situations.
but like when you understand what happened, you'll kind of go, "Oh, okay." So prepare to be underwhelmed when you get to the end of the story. But basically, I had a normal weekend, right? Caught up on some shows, saw Reacher, and watched a few more other things, and went for my walks, did all that kind of stuff. Scooped some snow up, but a lot of it was melting, fortunately, so nobody was tripping and dying on the steps, which is always a good thing.
Yep.
But I had not driven the Altima, which is my rental car, in a while because the snow was such that the Altima tires are just useless on the snow. Like snow and ice, forget it. That car can't even make it up my driveway. So I was using the Flex while it was, slippery out and all that stuff. But now the stuff was melting. I was like, okay, get back in the Altima. Ideally, because it gets way better gas mileage than my Flex does. So I was like, okay, I got to make a grocery run, Costco thing, normal.
So did you go? Which Costco did you go to?
I went to the Meridian one
Okay.
this time.
And what was this on a Sunday or Saturday?
So basically, my Saturday was uneventful enough. I won't even bother going into that other than like catching up on some things. But
Yeah.
Sunday.
Okay.
Saturday did have Express Cafe, though, for those who are keeping score.
Oh, dang.
So Sunday got around to going on my normal grocery shopping trip to Costco. And when I got there, it was a madhouse. It was crazy busy. More busy than it usually is. I'm not sure if it's because the snow finally started
the
melting,
breaking
that like
weather,
more
yeah.
people were
Yeah.
coming out, and the fact that it was like almost 50 degrees, like things really switched from 0 to 50. But basically, it was a madhouse, and I had to do several laps before I could get a parking space anywhere close to the store.
Yeah.
And once I did find one, it was over near the tire center, which is kind of near the front doors, and it's on like a first little strip here. But the thing about that area is there's a lot of snowdrift piles because like all the snow plows push it and it collects in different spaces. spaces. So basically, you'd have a bunch of normal parking spaces, and then at either end next to the curb, you'd have this giant, like, sloped up pile of snow, and it ate into that last space in both cases. In this case, this one, it was the only free spot. I had to go for it, but the snow came down and took over 2 spots. So it kind of ate up the front end. Cars had to hang out a lot as a result of this snow. And, well, I didn't want to stick out too much. It's not a short car. It's an Altima, so it's longer. But I went into the space, and, of course, I'm driving forward. I'm very careful. I'm not bumping into stuff. But I was like, I know there's snow there. I know I'm going to touch it, but it's snow. It's whatever. It's soft at this point. It's not frozen hard. We're okay. I go driving forward, and I can hear it touch, and then the wheel starts to slip, and I'm like, I guess that's far enough. And I look back, and I'm like, all right, I'm fine. So I go in, get my groceries, and then I go about my way. So FYI, this snow pile was maybe 2 feet tall in front of the car. So it came up to the headlights and blocked everything. I felt contact. Just mentally, I made a note like, okay, I touched that snow pile, but nothing of it.
Okay.
Got in my car, put the groceries away, drove back home. Once I got home, I backed into the garage, started pulling out groceries, doing all that stuff, and just happened.
Is the Ultima parked in the garage?
Yes. Because at the time I was using it more often, I wanted to keep it room temp when I go out, so I wouldn't have a frozen cold car. But during the events,
Wait, then
of
what's
the
the
last
other
weeks,
what's the other car in the garage?
Liz's car.
Oh, so
The
not
Flex is outside because the Flex
outside.
doesn't fit on the other side.
Does
it
it
only
fit-
it
does
only fits on the side I parked.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
yeah, it's
gotcha.
too long for the other side.
So
That's
is
HVAC
the
unit.
Flex underneath the carport?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
it's parked over there. Anyway, as I'm taking out the groceries, I happen to just rip off some packaging from one of the items at Costco because they give you a bunch of excess stuff.
Yeah.
I go and I drop it off my garbage can, and as I turn around from my garbage can, I look at the front of the car and I'm like, wait a second. And I'm looking down. You know those plastic covers they put on the front bumpers of newer cars that cover the tow hook spot where you know, it's a hole and you screw in the tow hook? That's just how cars are now. They usually have like a little plastic cover on there. Well, I could have sworn that when I rented this car, it was on there. So I was like,
Because you had done the walk around.
I did the
to
walk
make sure
around
that the
with the
fenders
agent, and I checked and I pointed out
scratches,
every single
dents.
scratch, paint imperfection, dent, you name it, because it's an Altima. Everything happens to them.
Yeah.
Just bad luck is like sucked towards an Altima. So anyway, I see that it's missing, and I go, uh-oh. Little mental computing, and I go, I bet it was that snow pile at Costco. Okay, the problem is the Costco is like half an hour from my house.
Yeah.
So getting there is not immediate, and I had to make a calculated decision. Do I just accept that there's no cover on here and just, you know, maybe they charge me when I finally return it to the rental place? Because the Jag's supposed to be done at the end of this month. So it's coming up soon. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'm like, what if they charge me some BS fee? What if it's like, it's a $2 part, but they're like, that'll be $200 because you didn't have insurance on this car. It's like, ugh. Yeah. So I didn't want to chance that. And I thought, I'll just make the little run over there, we'll go and look. Mm-hmm. I know exactly where I was, and I know I touched that snow pile, so there's a good chance it just popped out, ended up on the ground. Yeah. Makes sense. Right? Yeah. Logical. So I told Liz, sorry, hon, got to go back to the store. Everything's here, but I left the cover. So I explained to her, and she's like, all right, yeah, no, go do it, and there's no rush. So I go back. I get back to Costco, still a madhouse. Actually worse than it was before. Everybody's running around, people all over the place, cars are just swooping in left and right. And I realize as I get there, oh, this is going to be tougher than I thought, because there's a red Kia Soul parked in the exact spot where I was, and they're covering the exact spot that I wanted to look. Their tire, the front bumper, it's low enough, it's all mushed in there, and I'm like, if that thing's buried in the snow, I'm going to look like a psychopath crawling under other people's cars that don't belong to me and just looking weird in the park, looking sus. Yeah. So I don't want that. So naturally, I do the not creepy thing, and I finally, after a few laps, get a parking space across from that parking space, and I sit there in the car and do a stakeout where I'm just like, okay, listen to my podcast, read some articles on my phone, keep checking up every 5 minutes to see, is the person back yet? Are they okay? After about 15, 20 minutes of that, old guy comes walking.
You sat there for 15 minutes.
You guys know how patient I can be when I'm on a mission, and it's for the least important things. People will be like, "Dane, that is the most incredible waste of time." I'm like, "Oh, but wait, there's more."
Plus the drive.
Yes.
From your house to the Meridian.
So half-hour drive, then another like 15, 20 minutes sitting there. So it's already been a while. Old guy comes walking out, so gets in his, opens the back, puts all his groceries in. I'm like, all right, cool. Okay, so he's going to move here. I'm just going to run out there, check it out, see if it's there. Oh, my God. So, basically, this guy gets in his car, and he doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't even turn it on. Like, normally you can see somebody puts their foot on the brake lights. They drive an auto car, you can see the light show. No, he sat there for another, 15 minutes. Just, I don't know what. Just sitting there. And, of course, I'm at the mercy of this. I can't just walk up and be like, hey, dude, can I look under your car? What? So I wait, and eventually he finally moves.
Oh, good. Okay.
He gets out. And another car immediately swoops in before I can even get out. And it's just a freaking RAV4 pulls in, stops right on the spot, and they drive right over the same spot, covering the area that I need to look because it's on the right passenger side of the car in the front.
TV show.
I need to look right there, and they're denying me access. And I'm going, oh my God, I have to wait for this person to not only park and go into the store, I have to wait for them to shop and then come back.
It's Costco.
And I'm sitting there going,
It could be an hour.
No,
Hours.
they can't possibly.
Hours.
It could be. So what do? I wait. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm a little low on gas. I roll over to the gas station. I get my nice cheap
you went to
Costco
get gas
and then I
because
came back
how
to
long-
the space and I noticed, there's a better vantage point I can have. I'm going to sit in a different
better
space and I'll be able to face forward and look diagonally without looking like I'm looking right out.
Genius.
This is all just like, I realize it sounds like I'm a stalker at this point, but in a sense, I'm just trying to get back my little piece of plastic so I don't get
question.
charged for it.
While you were sitting there, were you looking at those pieces of plastic on Amazon to see how much one would
The
be?
ones I saw
or
I
how
looked on
much
some
it would
Nissan
be?
dealership
Do they come
websites.
pre-painted?
They were like between.
But it doesn't need to be a dealership. You could just find it on
I
Amazon.
know, but I was looking at like official ones, and they were between like $6 and $20, depending on where you
All
look.
right, so we're looking for a $6 to $20
That's right.
part, plus
I
maybe
am-
$10 in spray paint.
That's the thing you need to know about me.
Right.
It doesn't matter the actual like value of an item. If it just makes sense in my head that I must go find it to avoid an awkward confrontation,
that-
I will go out of my way to have this extremely boring,
So
ridiculous
for those
experience.
that are wondering, this part pops in and pops out. So it's just a push it in, push it out.
Oh man! So anyway, yes, that's right,
I'm
Joey.
pretty sure
I
it's
had
just black
on a Sunday.
plastic.
I had
It's not
that
even
much
painted.
free time.
Yeah, so we're
It's not even painted,
now
it's just black
over
plastic.
1 hour of Dane's
Yes.
time,
Yeah.
personal time.
So I went and got the gas. I came back, found the spot, parked there, and I looked over. Car still hadn't gone in. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. If they're walking out, I'll have that awkward
Yeah.
thing. Whatever. I'm just going to go and walk around. I know you'd rather pay $20. It's
no,
rather pay $200.
Belinsky's right.
Yeah. No. Like
Imagine
a normal
having
person.
that much free time to sit in the parking lot for that long. That's because you don't have kids.
I'm not diagnosed, but I'm most likely on the spectrum. We
Yeah.
all understand
Yeah,
this.
that's
There's
all right.
definitely
So it just-
definitely a case to be made.
There is definitely a general
So I'm sitting there going,
acceptance that is
I need
probably
to
the
get
thing.
this piece back.
Right, 100%.
So I just said, screw it. I got out of my car. I walked over and I was like, I'm just going to start looking. And if people think it's weird, sorry. I need to find this thing and get out of here. So I start digging through the snow. Problem is, as I'm standing next to the car there, I see them coming up. So I'm like, oh, crap. And then I go run back to my car. I sit in it. They get in the car. They get in it. They leave. And then the space is open. I'm like, that's it. And I just run over to the spot. And as I'm getting over there, the snow pile, right? The snow pile, it's actually frozen solid on the top. It was just soft in the front. So as I'm getting towards it, I'm trying to look in. I roll my ankle. I roll my ankle
as you're walking up to it.
as I'm standing next to it. I'd already basically placed myself, but my ankle suddenly rolled because of the way the parking lot is shaped there next to a drain. My ankle rolls and it like springboards me. I have this weird thing that happens when my ankle rolls. I get launched forward. It like pops me up. My leg extends and I go face first into the snow pile. And my hands stick out and I go into it covered in like the nasty soot that's all collected on top of the snow. And I just like eat the snow. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my God. And I sit there going, this is the most demoralizing, horrible experience for something that I could have just avoided altogether. And I'm sitting there looking. The car's gone, obviously, so I'm like, all right, if it's here, it's going to be here. And I look through all of it, even with all the crap on my face. Just roller of ankles, that's right.
Roller of ankles.
It wasn't there, guys. It was not
my
there.
God, Dane.
I was losing
So
my mind.
At this point, I would have walked inside to Costco, gotten me some sort of dessert,
Yeah, probably
make
a
myself
cookie-
A
new
buck
cookie.
feel
50 hot
better.
dog and soda would have been just
to make
fine.
me feel better. Like,
Yeah.
That's
like
yeah.
all
I'm
right,
already
parts,
came this way.
parts
yeah.
But see,
missing.
the problem
I
is,
don't know what's do. I hurt
don't-
my ankle. I'm going to get me a snack and I'm going to drive home.
I should have done that, but I don't treat myself like that. So I just royally screwed up. This is so dumb.
Yeah.
And as I did that, I then sent a video to the group chat where I'm just like, guys, you're not going to believe what just happened. And I totally brought this on myself. This is possibly one of the most Dane stories and one of the dumbest stories you're going to hear for a while.
Yeah, basically, it's a combination of all the good stuff, right? Dane patiently wasting his time for way longer than anybody would normally ever do.
For a $6 to $20 part.
Right? Yeah, and then to not have a payoff there, right at the end, right? Reminds me of when he was trying to sell his truck, and the dude made him sit at that
Like
rest
4
stop
hours.
for 4 hours and never came. And I go,
and
wow,
never texted.
Never texted him. I go,
That was
Dane,
messed up. The guy just set me up. I'm going to come by your truck. Okay, I'll meet you here at this thing. Anyway, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So
Dane rolls his ankle.
I group chat with you guys, send a video explaining the situation, and I'm still hearing you guys are like, really? And then Sebastian pops in the comments and goes, well, was it ever on there? And I was like, well, in my head, I'm going, of course it was. Like, why wouldn't it? Of course it was. I go in, and I'm like, just to make myself feel better, I'm going to go check that live stream we did where you guys watched the Camaro, and then you had Sid's Jeep, and then the Altima was in the center. And I was like, there's a pretty good view of the front of that thing. I'm just going to go check it out. I go in, zoom into the front bumper when I find a good shot of it during that live stream. Guys, it wasn't there. Turns out it was never there.
So the car never had it.
I was looking for a ghost.
Yeah,
It was
a $6 ghost.
You literally fell in the snow for no reason, rolled your ankle, and wasted half of your
and
Sunday.
looked like a psychopath on the closed circuit camera, no doubt. Like,
Yeah.
just like,
guy
what is this
running
guy
around
doing? This guy's just
trying to look.
wandering around the parking lot, face planting in the snow piles. What is this guy
Again,
doing?
I would have gotten me
So
a cookie
terrible.
for my troubles or
Oh
something.
my God. Yeah, so anyway, that was my weekend.
Sorry, Dane.
That was the extent of it. When I looked and I found that out, I went, oh, wow. Okay, I guess that's what we're doing. Okay, that's it. Done. I'm tapped out for the weekend.
I'm
I got nothing left in the tank. I spent it all my mental energy was focused on this, and it was stupid anyway. So there you go. Now you know the links I'll go to try and avoid like that.
But it would have been just
situation,
as easy to find it on Amazon.
Oh, absolutely.
Order it and go, yeah, I'll deal with it. I got the
But
car
see,
another
here's
couple
the
weeks.
problem.
I'll deal with it tomorrow
In
when
my
it's a 2-day
head-
delivery or overnight. I'll just pop it in. I'll get a black one.
It's the principle of the matter. It doesn't matter the actual cost. To me, it's like if it was there, I need to find it because it's right that I need to find it and put it back.
Yeah.
And to me, like that supersedes everything else.
Yeah, there's no reasoning.
So in that way, I'm very Reacher-esque.
Yeah.
But outside of that, not so much. But anyway, yeah, that was my weekend. I hope you all didn't get too bored, but boy, that was exciting, wasn't it? Anyway, Anthony, I'm sure you had a better weekend than me. My ankle, by the way, is I feel like it's swelling up or something because it did not hurt like this a couple days ago. So this is exciting.
Did you wrap it? Do you have a brace? Did you?
No, I just kind of waited out.
So your left ankle's hurting?
Yep,
I am sure
Yeah.
probably
Welcome
is,
to the
Dane.
club.
it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Rick, that's right. That's how I feel most days. I don't know whether to laugh or to cry. Sometimes
So,
it's both.
Al did ask a little question here while Anthony's getting his mind set up for his weekend. If TRC was to offer TRC microfiber socks for lounging around the house, what TRC towels would you three guys like to see them mimic? My problem is that I feel like they get really sweaty.
Oh,
Yeah.
they'd
They'd be
very hot.
pulling liquid out of your
Very
body.
hot.
That would be very hot. I'd probably want to choose something that's actually like not like a fluffy.
Think of
flesh
all the
one.
crap you pick up off the floor just unintentionally.
My normal
walking
socks.
around, you'd be horrified by what your microfiber socks pick
An
up.
FTW would probably be an
Probably be the
appropriate
best
Yeah.
one.
choice.
Yeah.
Bad
Stay
choice.
absorbent.
Durability. Yeah.
Absorbency. Wouldn't make it feel like it's too
hot.
sweaty.
Yeah, maybe something like that would be pretty cool.
I like the idea of an FTW one.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so probably an FTW, Al. All right, Anthony.
With the vapor barrier.
So Saturday, so Friday, going into the weekend, found out that not found out. I mean, I'm kind of making it happen. Is I'm getting a set of Quick Jacks, right? So
Oh,
I'm really excited
very nice.
about that. So I got the Quick Jacks 5000 TLX. It's actually showing up to my door today. I have
Nice.
no idea if that's a palletized thing or what the deal is. I told my wife I would just let her know that there's these giant boxes showing up that are going to weigh a ton. and I'm not going to be home until like way later tonight. So
don't move them.
I don't really know what my plan is. Actually, I haven't thought that far yet, so I got to figure that out.
Well,
right?
I think it was Katie. I need you to sit on the front porch with a rifle.
Yes.
Until I get home
Okay.
to move them.
Home,
because
to
I don't want
watch-
anybody taking them.
to watch those.
Yeah.
5000 TLX model, which I think will fit pretty much all my cars. I've honestly, the whole quick jacks thing, like I've used them at a friend's shop back in the day, but there have been a lot of changes to those jacks since like over the last 5-6 years,
last decade.
So it was kind of tough because I'm like, okay, what's the right size for all my vehicles? I don't know. Anyways, Alex Dewar says it should be 3 boxes. Alex, it's going to be like 6 because I also got this little light thing that goes underneath it, and I also got a box. I don't know, like pads or whatever they are, or whatever it may be. So we'll see. I don't know yet, but so I'm gonna have all these boxes show up. I got to figure out what to do with those. But Friday night was pretty chill, pretty calm. My going back to what we were saying earlier about our bodies falling apart, right? Mm-hmm. My body's in rough shape right now. I don't know what's going on or how this happened.
You
but
work out regularly.
I have this mid back tension that's unbelievable. Okay, not pain, right?
Tension.
Tension, right? What I feel like
Feel like a rubber band being pulled, and then it just can snap at any minute, or what?
No, not like that. What it feels
Charlie
like,
horse
you
in your
know
back?
how you take like a piece of steak and you beat on it just to tenderize it, right? I feel like what's happened is that is the opposite, right?
Okay.
It's basically my back hasn't been beaten on, it hasn't been tenderized. I got a massage last weekend, right? Didn't do anything apparently. I thought that was going to fix it, but
Well, hold on.
basically-
There's all kinds of massage. Was it like shiatsu or like a Swedish deep tissue?
It was like a
or-
relaxation massage. So
Okay, well
obviously-
then they're not going that deep.
I know.
then.
But she was like 80 years old, Dane. I don't think she had the finger strength.
Well,
to
you
begin
need somebody
with.
to take a billy club to your lower spine. Is what it sounds like.
I need somebody to do something there. I need somebody to tenderize me, basically.
All I'm saying is I felt broken after going to that place over there. Maybe you should try it.
I should absolutely try that because
Strong hands.
my mid back. I don't know how to describe it. It's like every time I have no flexibility there. I just feel like I can't freaking move, and it feels like just crazy muscle tension that needs to just calm down, and I don't know what to do. I've stretched, I've soaked, I have used the massage gun thing, and
So
it's
if
just
you
not
use
working.
cold and heat, and it
Yeah,
doesn't
I've used
work
cold
either
and
way.
heat, but the thing is, it just comes back. So it might be relieved for like an hour, but then like the next morning, I wake up and it's all back in action. So then I thought, okay, maybe it's my bed causing issue. Well, that's just one of the things. I'm also having this weird sciatica issue, right, which I've never had before in my entire life.
Like shoot up your leg or something.
Well, it's like this pinching feeling in my butt. Like my left cheek kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
That's the
and
thing.
it's like deep in the bone is what it feels like, and it's giving me this weird sensation going down my leg, right?
Yeah.
Don't know what that's about, but it's apparently that's just part
Sounds
of
like a sciatic.
part of a sciatic nerve thing, right? Never had that. I thought it was from all that left foot braking I was doing in the racing sim, right?
Yeah.
You know, as I'm playing along, but it's
broken back, spinal.
yeah, my back is broken. Fine. Seriously, it feels like that. But so I have this weird sciatic thing, and then on top of that, my left rotator cuff, pretty sure is either shot or needs a shot of that good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Get a little
Supercharge it.
Give me a little bit of that. What's it called?
Cortisone.
Cortisone. Oh man,
Classic.
I love that right now. But yeah, this thing's going crazy too. So basically, my body feels pretty broken right now. And so for the last like 3 nights, I told my wife, I said, "Hey, I'm gonna try to sleep on the couch because I think our bed's doing this to me." And she goes, "It's not the bed, Anthony." I go, "It has to be."
I've wondered about the mattress sometimes because how you sleep determines a lot of how you feel.
Our
the
mattress
next
is
day,
like. Remember, I
so.
talked about it. We got one of those weird. I don't know, like. I can't even think of the freaking name of what it's called.
I mean, I've got
but it's like one of those memory foam.
I got one of
ultra
those. I think it's a
soft-
purple or a Casper, and it's like a hybrid one.
This one starts with an N. I can't remember what it was called.
Not Helix.
No, it's called something with an N.
oh,
But
anyway.
I think it's too soft, and I think the way I'm sleeping in there, it's like I'm sinking in, and my back's doing something weird. I have no idea. So, anyways, I'm trying to figure that out. So Friday night, I'm trying to go back in the gym. I'm trying to walk some more. I'm trying to stay active and moving, right? And dude, it's just killing me, man. It's just one thing after another. So I'm like, cool, whatever. Saturday, day of rest, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that most of the day there, I ended up doing some racing simulator stuff, and then organizing my garage.
Oh.
Right, need to go through.
Yeah.
Christmas stuff was still in boxes, so that needed to go up. But it was just so funny because I go out to the garage and I'm looking at my wife's side over there, and I see like a good 15 boxes of Christmas stuff.
Sure.
And I look, I go, I don't remember.
Stuff,
I don't remember there being this many boxes.
So that going in the shed or up in the
up in Grant
Yeah,
Hawtree's
okay.
home, right?
Yeah.
Up the family's home.
Yeah, his family's
up in
hanging out there.
the
family's second home?
Yeah.
correct above the garage.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go to pick up that first box, right? And I go, oh my God, this thing's like 80 pounds, right?
You got to
And-
huff it up a flight.
I have to go up a 6-foot ladder
Yeah.
and then shove it up into the ceiling
Yeah.
through a very small hole,
Right.
right? And then it's crazy shoulder
Yeah.
stuff.
So why can't it go in the shed?
What? So it can go in the shed, right? But here's the deal: what do I do with all the shed stuff?
Well, that's the question. How do you want to? Do you want to push that up?
This
Carry it up a 6-foot ladder? Or
this-
do you want to just put it in the shed and not worry
Yeah.
about it?
Well, listen, I don't have any more room in the shed. The shed's full.
You got
Sounds
room.
like he
You
needs-
walk in the door, you set it down.
Yeah, I
He,
can't. It
he
doesn't
needs
work
to
like that.
extend his shed. He needs
So-
to do like a blowout of one of the walls and just
Well,
keep
I
going.
was seeing in one of Matt Mormon's recent videos where he says the key to being successful is A, having an attic space, right, to store stuff, and B, having a shed. I've already been doing that before he even said that
Right.
line,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
I am
Look at you
am
being proactive.
I am in agreement with him that the only way to be successful in life is to have both of those things, right?
Correct.
But as I'm shoving this 80-pound box over my head of Christmas stuff up in the thing, my shoulder is
Yeah.
literally killing me. My back is killing me. And so I go down, I go to pick up the second box thinking, okay, this is
Gotta be a
this
piece
is
of
got to
cake.
be light, right?
Yeah.
Because when I pulled everything down, there was 2 heavy boxes and 4 light boxes. Second box, freaking heavy. I pick it up and I go, okay, what's going on here, right? Whatever, shove it up. Third box, I go to pick it up. It was the heaviest of the other 2 boxes I had already picked up. I ran inside the house and I looked at my wife and said, what is this? What's going on? And she looks at me, she's like, what's the deal? I'm like, what did you do? Did you buy more things? Why is there 3 heavy boxes? There was only ever been 2. And she goes, well, I consolidated some of the stuff. And I go, Katie, we can't keep doing this. There's 5 more boxes to go. My back's killing me, and I think that the ceiling's going to give out if we keep putting this much weight up there. And she's like, I think you're overreacting.
Have
And
you
I-
talked to her about putting in a staircase? drops down.
Possibly,
to
right?
help.
But here's what I'm actually thinking about, right? I'm thinking we're going to have a garage sale part 2 this spring because this is, I'm telling you, I feel like we're getting rid of stuff and then things magically reappear.
Welcome to life. That is
After
it.
the holidays.
That is it.
And I go, why is all this stuff reappearing and why is it so
Yeah.
heavy,
No.
right?
So
Not
guess
good.
what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna order a dumpster
I would love
for the
that.
front of my house because you can rent them.
Yeah.
They're it's like $25 delivery,
Yeah.
and then it's $75 to dump it every time to have them come out, and you can have it for $25 a month. So
Yeah.
you can have it sit for a month, and you can dump it 3
Wow,
times.
that's way
but it's
cheaper than the one I used.
$75.
Yeah.
Usually, it's somewhere in that.
Okay.
I don't know the price range, Dane, but I did it 7 years ago when I bought the house.
Okay.
That would be
And
so
when we moved in,
freeing.
it was great.
It'd be so
For
freeing.
perspective,
it
when
would-
I emptied out my house before moving to the new one,
Yeah.
we cleared out, and this was like a very long box.
Oh,
by
you
the
got a
way.
big
So
one, yeah.
I got one the size of my one.
No, I'm
lane
just
in my
talking about a
driveway.
dumpster like what we have here.
Oh,
out
okay,
front.
that might be that
Yeah.
price. But what I was paying $600 or $700 for the thing, and it was
No.
multiple loads.
No,
but
I'm
they
just
did it,
looking at
and it
a
was
blue
great.
dumpster like what we have out front.
Yeah.
Bring it over to my house, drop it off. I'm going to start loading it up and throwing stuff away.
Yeah. Oh, worth it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, before the yard sale, maybe rent a dumpster.
Yeah.
Maybe, possibly. But yeah, so I'm putting all this stuff up there, and what's crazy, right, is after I get to the actual Christmas tree and everything, I'm standing up in the crawl space attic place, and I'm looking. I go, this place is actually full now, which is crazy because last year I got it to the point
Yeah.
where I go, I can walk up here, I can do exercise.
Yeah.
I even think I said on the podcast, we're at a good spot, right?
Yeah.
Now it's full. And I go, how did this happen, right? Well, I realized, do you know there's a whole box of Christmas stuff just for my daughter's room? It's called Lucy's room. It's literally Christmas stuff for her room. And I go, why is this necessary?
People aren't going in.
Why-
Because she can't walk out into the rest of the house.
Well,
and she needs
she's
to
not
feel
allowed.
festive.
She's not allowed out there in the living room.
Anyway, I killed my back even more. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that all these boxes, they added up, and I put everything up there, and after I was done with that, dude, my back was wrecked, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, what do I do now, right?
Kirby has an option, attic lift.
Yeah.
Attic lift, probably.
Attic lift.
No, I mean, if the boxes are this heavy.
An industrial elevator attached
more
to
or
the
less
side of your
winches
garage.
And normally I'd never question whether or not my body is able to do something like that, but I'm more questioning what's the weight limit on that ceiling.
You got to look at it. You got 20 more years
Yes.
of
Life.
more stuff. How are you going to keep doing this every year?
More importantly, how much of that stuff are you ever actually going to go back through again?
I don't know, but I talked to my wife about this, and she said we don't need to have another garage sale. But she's like, there is this thing I was seeing where she said that anything that we don't use or whatever it is, let's just put it in a bag. And if we don't ever touch it or use it, then obviously it's a donation worthy thing. And I go, okay, no, I agree with that, but how long is that going to take? Because I kind of want to start getting rid of stuff now. Anyways, and then she said, what about your car parts up in the attic? And I do have car parts.
That's called a savings account.
That's called a gold mine.
It's called a Roth IRA is what that is.
That's designed to make you money.
Correct. I can't touch them for many, many years, right? But in the future, they're going to be worth some serious cash.
That's paying
You're
for Lucy's
that guy
college.
on
Is what
eBay.
that is. Yeah, like you say, that's Lucy's college fund.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
So, anyways,
She's
but
like, those are all Honda Civic gauge clusters. You're like,
dude, it's just
You think they're cheap now? Just wait.
it is getting crazy up there. The accumulation of stuff, and it's tough because we can't really get rid of any baby things because we do want to have another child eventually, right? So we can't get rid of.
So
most
that's
of
the nice
baby
thing
stuff.
is we've gotten rid of all that. So I have that purged, but it's the extra stuff that you just you kind of forget about, and like that's where I'm at. Where I'm like, we're in this weird, like we've got our Halloween and our Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
I've got some stuff, but then we've got like stuff that we bought for when the kids were little that we used to take we go camping or the beach or whatever. Sure. That stuff's still in a tote, but it's all old stuff. So it's like things where I'm like, that's all garbage. So there's things like that I need to purge. And then I also need to reorganize. That's my biggest fault is the reorganization.
Sure.
Because I'm sure I can get it clean and looking sharp once everything's put in its place.
Yeah.
But stuff's out of the place. That's where I need to get to.
Yeah.
Fair.
No, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think honestly, like with these times where I look at this and I go, okay, so if we have another child, right, and that child's also going to have stuff, and I still have stuff, and we all have stuff. This is how people go, like, okay, we got to have to move into a bigger home. Like, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. But I feel like our home's a decent size.
Your house is a decent size that'll handle
For
everything.
2 people
It'll
and a
handle
child,
everything.
your home is a good size.
Well, no,
it
your
could
home
accommodate
is
2 children. You'd
bigger.
be fine.
Technically, your house is bigger than my house.
No, both your houses are bigger than my house.
But I'm just saying, like,
It doesn't feel like that
Right.
at times, right? Because of this. Honestly, all this straight up say it's just usually the storage space of things, right? Because
we're not using it efficiently.
it's like we have a ton of stuff, but I don't know what to do with half this stuff, and it's all a lot of little stuff that adds up. So I feel like we're on the path to another garage sale this spring. My wife doesn't feel like we have enough, and I go, Dane saw our last garage sale.
Oh my God, did I ever?
Dude,
yeah.
It was insane. Like, it was insane. That was because we were like years overdue. And I go, if we have one a year.
It
just
didn't look
small,
like a garage sale.
Even a small one.
It looked like a small flea market, like an actual,
nice.
like, good flea
There are
market.
some great backpacks for sale for $10.
Don't take offense to the term flea market. It literally looked like a
$100
professional,
backpacks for $10.
established, like,
And then
farmer's
sold for
market
$6.
layout.
$6, yeah.
A flea market
I'll
type
never
items.
forget that backpack. I want to hunt that guy down. I'll give you $6. That's a $100 backpack, dude. Stupid.
Now, CJ did have a good point here. Been married 15 years, and now we're in a home 3 times the size as our first. I don't know where all this stuff comes from, but I have threatened multiple bonfires as a solution to the problems.
I just know that, like, I have my little shed.
Yeah.
And it's good, but it's not fully done yet.
Yeah.
Like, I got to put some more shelving in and stuff that I can transfer some outdoor stuff too. And then I need to get the doors to be able to shut properly because I noticed my doors open back up again during the wind and the snowstorm.
Okay.
So I got to get it to be able to latch. So I got to
Fix the
do some
latch.
little things that can get that shed to work. Then I've got stuff in the upper closets upstairs that I need to bring down and put either into that storage unit in the garage or I need to just get rid of them.
Right, yeah.
Like, there's stuff that I just need to dump and then reorganize.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm looking at all these spaces in my area, in my house, and I go, We have plenty. There's plenty of room with what we have.
Yeah.
I just need to either toss it, keep tossing, keep throwing out stuff, or get rid of. I realize I got Walmart cups from 7 years ago that I haven't used yet.
Yeah.
I bought them on clearance for like
Yeah.
$3, like just the metal cups.
So
Right.
what I'm wondering, here's another place I can do, because I just saw Alex's comment. It says, sucks when you don't have a basement, kills storage abilities. I have a crawl space, right? Now, I would never want to normally put stuff in a crawl space, but a crawl space is...
A crawl space is not a basement.
But it has...
My dad used to use our crawl space as a basement.
But it has a footprint of your home, literally the size of your home,
Yeah.
right? But it's cold, could possibly be wet, right? Possibly.
Definitely full of critters.
And there's full of everything down
Yeah.
there. Who knows what's full of? Spiders.
Well, you got
all that
those
other
vents
stuff.
on the sides of your, base of your house, the foundation. Lets all kinds
So
of stuff in.
that could easily store a bunch of stuff. But I'll tell you right now, somebody said, "Hey, man, you want to go down the crawl space and grab all the stuff?"
Hell no.
No, I don't want. I don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
That's
Not at all.
That's not a place I go into for fun.
Also, it's called a crawl space, not a stand space. So, let me put all my stuff down here. Whoops, I put 2 boxes on top of each other. Now I'm scraping the underfloor.
Well,
yeah, okay.
my dad-
really useful space.
My dad, when I was younger, because he used our crawl space
my
for
dad
storage
used ours.
stuff, but my dad had like a whole tarped system down there
Yep.
to where
Oh my
everything
God.
was
My
like
dad.
tarped and
Wow.
clean, and he had lighting down there, right? And
Like he's mining.
Well, we had one of those traditional crawl space entrances on the back side
Yeah,
of the
that was
home,
my dad
like
too.
the double doors,
That
right?
was what my
And-
dad had.
And
Yeah.
he would crawl down and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we got all this."
Yeah, ours was a
stuff.
piece of ours was a giant cardboard, like a wood
Piece of
panel,
wood panel, just
that would
pick it up.
cover over the thing, and you'd pull it out, and there's stairs.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And it was still a crawl
Classic,
space.
yeah.
Yep.
But
But you can get down to
He
it.
added that when he built
But it
the
was
house, and he's
access.
like,
Okay,
I want this
wow.
because I'm going to use it for storage.
Wow.
Same thing. Tarping, sheeting, everything.
Yeah. So
He'd bug bomb that area. He'd do everything
oh,
he
yeah.
could to keep
No,
it
my
clean.
dad-
Sucks if you ever got a leak there, though.
Same thing, right? But in a new home, right, you only have entrances. You have a crawl space entrance, but it's just a piece of paneling with carpet
that's,
over it.
Yeah, that's mine. Yeah.
Yeah,
in your
mine's in a
home.
closet.
No.
You just move a panel
My
on the
dad's
floor.
looked like a
there
storm
it is.
shelter.
Yeah, and I
Okay,
go.
that's
I
a
just
little
don't wanna-
more
I just don't wanna-
advanced.
I just don't want to deal with that. So,
Yeah.
anyway, enough complaining about that. My
I think everybody
Sunday,
can relate to it, though.
My Sunday, right, was actually pretty good because we woke up, went straight to the griddle, had ourselves a good family
Oh,
breakfast
nice.
there, right? Big fan of TRC. His name's Caden. He works there. Always comes up and talks to me about TRC related things.
Nice.
Says, hey, what's new? What are any new products? Anything like that? Usually chit chat with him for a while, and then following that, me and my family went to Costco as well, which would have probably been before Dane would have got there.
Yeah, what time were you
You
there?
also went to the Meridian.
We were there
location.
probably, Dane, around 10:30, 11.
You were definitely there before.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I went in the early afternoon,
So
which then became the evening. By the
We,
time I was leaving,
yeah.
finally.
we went to Costco and went cruising around, daughter in the cart, went going down
Yeah.
different aisles, picking out different things. It was packed. It was completely full in that whole entire place.
It was crazy there.
But we were able to pick up a few different things that I was pretty happy about. I'm like, okay, we got some different snacks, different goodies. One of my favorite things I found there, I couldn't believe it. My jaw dropped. I couldn't contain myself. They have these Portuguese pastries, right? I can't remember the exact Portuguese name right now. That just proves how Portuguese I am right now, apparently. But what they're little custard pastries, right? So what they have, oh my God, it's something. It basically means pastry. It's on the tip of my tongue. But what it is there's this outside crust, right? And on the inside, it's this custard. You put them in the oven, you bake them, right? And then the top gets kind of like this, kind of browns on the top, right? And then you let these things cool, and then you eat them. It's the best thing the Portuguese have ever made. You can buy them in frozen there in like a thing of 12,
I'm
right?
guessing you air
What's
fry 'em?
inside of them?
It's
Custard?
custard. It's a custard.
Okay.
Like a sweet
It
custard?
starts with a P, but I can't remember what the heck it's called.
Not phyllo,
So no, Dane, it's a Portuguese custard pastry.
Okay.
They're the most addicting, best things you'll ever have in your entire life, and they have them there frozen.
Okay.
And I freaked out. I'm like, oh my God. So we bought those. They're actually made in Portugal and shipped over here. So we got those. I was so pumped on that. And then we go to the checkout, right? And my wife says, hey, we're going to go get a hot dog and we're going to go get the new cookie. because they got rid of the churros. Now they have a new cookie.
My family was there at the beginning of the week, and there was no cookie at the
Meridian
Boise
has
location.
the cookie.
Meridian has a cookie. So they go and get the cookie. So I'm left there standing in line. And this is where it gets, pretty wonderful. So they're going through, checking things out. And I go, all right. I'm like, okay. All right. And then she gets to these little, like, this linguine box, right? It's like this linguine noodles, just something. And she goes, scans it, and she goes, oops. So this comes in a 2-pack, right?
No, we are not going through this again. Oh my God, no!
And I swear to you guys,
did you have a PTSD
flashback? I had like a PTSD flashback, where like it hit me, like I literally.
You're like, I'm by myself.
I went back to that moment.
My wife and child are over there.
I went back to that moment. I go, what's that? And she goes, these are only sold in a 2-pack. You only got one. Yeah. And I said, is this like the bagel situation?
Oh, not the bagels again.
She goes, the bagel situation? I go, yes, the deal with the bagels, that you can't just buy one bag of bagels. You have to buy the 2 bagels. She goes, oh, yeah, the bagel. Yeah, bagels. Yeah, so you have to, same thing. The inventory is reflective of this.
The next question for her should have been, did you get a lot of complaints about that process?
And then what's funny is unpromptedly, I now tell this lady, with a store and a line that's all the way to the very end. I go, well, let me tell you about my bagel thing that happened last time. And she goes, oh, no, I understand. I go, no, you don't understand. I understand the bagel policy here at Costco, right? Go. And the lady she basically would not sell me the thing. She goes, we can't sell you the thing. I go, you can, but you could just take the bagel for yourself. So now I'm telling this lady the bagel story, about this linguine packet. Yeah. And I said, well, the store is packed, so what do I do about the linguine packet, right? I'm not going to go and get it. And she goes, well.
They have a runner?
She asked Teresa, right, next to her, Teresa, he didn't understand the policy about the linguine thing. And I go, this is just like the bagel thing.
So incredibly stupid.
And the muffins.
And the muffins, whatever the muffins are. So next thing you know, she's running to go get my linguine packet. I grab it. The rest of the checkout was fine. But, of course, we go up to my wife. I'm sure the line
of people behind you are real stoked about that.
I said, hey, Katie, that linguine thing you got? I go, that was a 2-pack. Did you know that? And she goes, well, that explains the price. I thought that was kind of expensive for just one. And I go, but no, it's just like the bagel policy. And she goes,
they're not physically attached, then you shouldn't have to go through that.
Yeah.
No,
if they're physically attached, great.
Dane,
job done.
Apparently, the linguine was attached because when she came back with a packet, she had what looked like a broken outer band, right?
Oh.
So it was a packaging.
Looked like someone had already done it.
Yeah. So we didn't know.
No.
Anyway, so we got that, which was good. We tried the cookie at Costco. Quick little rating here.
Is it a Pizookie?
It's like a Pizookie cookie, meaning that it reminds me of a cookie that would typically have ice cream on the top.
Right.
Outer bits of it were nice and crispy. Inner was extremely gooey. Yes. Is it better than a chip cookie? Not necessarily, right? But it's $2.50, 700 something calories, right?
Oof.
Enough to put you in the hospital. Enough to put you in the hospital for sure.
All right.
But I was talking to Levi about this. Really, the answer would be to take 2 of those cookies and create an ice cream sandwich, and or get their parfait and then shove the cookie bits into the outside of the parfait and enjoy it while it's hot.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
It's a heart-stopping good time.
Carly, we need to experience this cookie action.
I am breathing heavy just thinking about it because it sounds absolutely amazing.
I feel heavier just having heard this.
Yeah, I know, Dane.
Oh, I was going to say also, fun takeaway from Costco, you had that real excitement about the Portuguese pastry, which, by the way, Super Auto here.
Yes, there we go.
Pastel Donata, so there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Donata.
Yeah.
I bought myself another bonsai tree, a large one.
You did? At Costco?
Yep.
They have bonsai trees there?
Yep, they did. And this time they were bigger. They're huge S-shaped ones. Now I've got it for the background of my office because it needs indirect light. So I'm very excited to have yet another bonsai tree.
Very
I
nice.
love those little guys. It's a ginseng plant. Yeah.
Okay. So that was pretty much it. We went to the store, did that, and then I came home, and it was a pretty chill rest of the evening. It's really warming up, which is nice. But the garage organization is done. We got all the cars back inside there. Now I got to figure out where I'm going to put the quick jack situation because I got the wall mounts for them, so I'm going to try to wall mount that. But I got to do some other tool cleanup, and then I think I do need to clean up the shed. But I hadn't done anything for almost 2 weeks because of the snow, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we had snow actually that stuck around It was almost close to
Yeah.
week and a half, 2
Yeah,
weeks.
week and a half.
So now that things are finally melted, it's kind of weird, right? When you go, oh, I can just drive around and everything is just dry.
Well, I feel kind of bummed out too because I'm like, oh, is winter over now?
I know. It feels like
Well,
It doesn't
because
feel right.
Next
It's
week
also
we're gonna
messy.
we're gonna get a 50-degree day next week,
Yeah.
and but we're not on the uphill from here, right? 'Cause
no, it could still change. and go,
February
like, super
February
cold.
can be pure trickery.
February
here in
whips it
Idaho.
around, yeah.
So, anyways, that was pretty much it, though. Good
Okay,
time.
cool. And last thing I was going to point out here was Demo.
the king cake is on
Cake
its
order has
way.
been shipped.
Very nice.
Scheduled
so
for delivery
much.
tomorrow, but they
Very
usually
nice.
take 2 days to get to Boise. All right, we'll keep an eye out.
I am
I will.
so excited.
I will let Bryant know over there because
Yes.
he's also very excited about the king.
Very
he loves,
important.
Yeah.
He loves being able to.
Well,
be part of that.
because whenever he brings us the box and he goes, "Is this what I think it is?"
Yeah.
And we go, "Well, it says it on the box," and he goes, "Then it is."
Yeah, he loves that. He's always the first. He comes and like literally hangs out with us as we cut the
Yeah,
box
yeah.
open.
He's like, don't
Give
worry,
him
I'll
that
wait.
Cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll wait for our half.
And then he always says
the
the same
building.
thing. Who do you think's gonna get the baby this
Yeah.
year? He says the same every
Yeah.
year, dude. It's
Yeah.
so funny. So
Loves it.
just know, Demo, that brings us an immense amount of happiness.
Yeah,
So
we
thank
really
you.
appreciate you doing this. This is fifth, sixth, seventh year Demo's done this. He's been doing it for a
He's been
number
doing
of
it for a
years,
while.
and we really
Years.
At
appreciate
least
it.
3
So,
or 4.
Demo, we just want to say thank you again.
Huge
It
thank
really
you.
means a lot
Yes.
that you do this, and everybody here in the company does look forward to it.
Oh,
So
of course, yeah.
we really
No, it's
appreciate that.
Really fun. So thank
So
you.
Dane, take us home.
All right, so that's enough about us and our weekends, but if you have detailing questions, and I'm sure you do, you can always tune into Q&A Thursdays, which we incidentally have coming up this Thursday, and it'll be a normal one. We'll be sitting in the booth here. You'll be able to ask all your detailing questions about products, techniques, you name it. Bring it here, and we'll chat about it. So look forward to that. Other than that, guys, if you haven't hit like on this video, please do so before you go today. And make sure you're subscribed to the Rag Company podcast and the Rag Company YouTube channels, as well as the Rag Company FAQ, which seems to have no trouble building itself up because there's always questions about products. So, we got a few things you guys can check out. Lastly, very final thing, please, if you have a moment, leave a little review or talk about something we discussed here in the comments below or on the review site if you're listening to this as a podcast sometime in the future. We really appreciate when you take the time to give a star rating and write something nice, negative, critical, positive, whatever you got. We want to know about it. Please share. And that's it. Guys, have a great week. We'll catch up with you on Thursday. We'll see you then. Adios.
See ya.
It's still kind of a pain, but not nearly what it was.